It's another beautiful Wednesday morning, and the time is 10:30 a.m. on the 31st day in August 2022, the penultimate day in the month of August 2022. This is your weekly dose of everything cars and vehicles related. You are welcome to Splash 105.5 FM, the best and the most listened to radio station in this part of the country. I am Tunde Onakoya, the mechanic, and this is Auto Clinic with the Mechanic. If you're listening to us for the first time, this is a weekly radio show that is dedicated to talking about cars and the automotive industry at large. Of course, you can join us by watching live right now on facebook.com/Splash 105.5 FM Ibadan. And when you do that, share it with people within your clique. Of course, those are your followers or friends on those platforms. As usual, we have lined up exciting stuff for your listening pleasure. And on today's episode, we should be starting with updates from the automotive world. And then we'll be talking about the vehicle's electrical system. When we're done with that, we'll be able to coast towards the telephone lines for diagnosis of your vehicles and preferring solutions to your automotive concerns. First, the updates from the automotive world. Federal government signs agreement with Japan and Israel to manufacture electric cars in Nigeria by 2023. Lamborghini cars sold out until 2024. And Mercedes-Benz starts production of all-electric EQS SUV. Now the details. The Nigerian government has signed a memorandum of understanding with Israeli and Japanese companies to start assembling electric and smart automobiles by the year 2023. The National Agency for Science, Engineering, Infrastructure, NASENI, on Thursday in Abuja entered into partnership with the Israeli, Japanese, and Nigerian companies. Speaking at the event, the Executive Vice Chairman of NASENI, Professor Mohammed Aruna, said that the domestication of the technologies involved in the agreement will allow the country to manufacture Nigerian-made electrical vehicles in the nearest future. Automobile Lamborghini is enjoying high demand for its six-figure sport cars as the order book now covers the next 18 months. The Italian sports car maker says it has already pre-sold the entire production run to early 2024 as wealthy customers keep flocking to the brand despite the global financial fallout from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Earlier in the month, Lamborghini reported the best half year in its history in terms of sales and turnover, and of course profitability, after delivering 5,090 cars across the world for a turnover of 1.332 billion euros. These figures was an increase of 4.9% and 30.6% respectively compared to the first 6 months of 2021. And finally, Mercedes-Benz has officially started production of the all-new, all-electric EQS SUV model at its Tuscaloosa plant in Alabama, where large SUVs bearing the three-pointed star have been made and produced since 1997. Tuscaloosa serves as a key production location for Mercedes EQ luxury electric sport utility vehicles, the EQS SUV and the EQE SUV, which goes into production later this year. According to Mercedes-Benz, the EQS SUV will be exclusively produced in the U.S. for global markets. The start of the production is a key step in Mercedes-Benz's Cars Global initiative to produce 8 all-electric vehicles at 7 sites on 3 continents this year. According to Mercedes-Benz, the EQS SUV will be exclusively produced in the U.S. for global markets, and what they intend to do is to ensure a production of these all-electric vehicles at 7 sites on these 3 continents. That's it on the update from the automotive world. You're still listening to Auto Clinic with the Mechanic on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. This will be a juncture where we're going to be appealing at this point to the Oyo State government to please consider the effect of bad roads on the finances of businesses and individuals in the state. It is bad enough that its vehicle purchase has become elusive to a lot of Nigerians right now because of the high cost of the US dollars, the high costs of shipping to Nigeria, and the high cost of clearing vehicles at the various ports. That has taken the purchase of used cars and new cars away from the reach of an average Nigerian. Now, we have a new problem, which is, it's been a problem before, but it's gotten worse right now, is the condition of our roads. Now, vehicles are very expensive to purchase, meaning people cannot afford to replace them as frequently as they used to. Even those that are not willing to actually replace them now are plagued with a different problem. The roads have gotten really, really bad. I was driving to the station this morning, and Felele Junction literally has a gully there right now. It's a ditch that is there, which is making it almost unmotorable for people. And so this also applies to other roads. Anybody going in and out of Oluyole right now knows that it is hell getting towards Oluyole. Now, this has impact on people's lives and livelihoods. One is that getting to move around town has become Herculean. But besides moving around town, the toll and the beating that the vehicles are taking, the toll these bad roads is taking on cars, is also digging a pothole in the pocket of the owners. Now, the cost of spare parts have gone up almost 60% in the last 24 months, meaning it costs more now to maintain vehicles and carry out repairs on them. Now, vehicles are expensive, we know that. Vehicles are not cheap to maintain, we knew that. Now we're talking about repairs that would ordinarily be unnecessary if the roads were motorable. So you can't meet up with appointments when you should, meaning you're going to be losing revenue. Businesses that are into logistics and haulage are going to be taking a major beating on their assets, which is damaging their vehicles. Sometimes they will not be able to meet their delivery deadlines. Private car owners now have to spend more on the maintenance and repairs of their cars. And then we have inflation that is in the double digits already, almost 20% inflation in the economy. All of this is a recipe for poverty, meaning that bad roads can actually contribute to poverty in the land, meaning that people that were before now above the poverty line can drastically drop into or below the poverty line are now because of bad roads. So we need the government to intervene. It is within the capacity of the state government and the various local governments to ensure that these particular roads are motorable. Please go around town, begin to put palliatives in place to get our roads motorable again. We need to do that. The amount of money people are spending now on repairs of their cars, from shock absorbers to ball joints, tie rods, engine damage, transmission damage, owing to bad road, is becoming alarming. Now, I am a mechanic, and it is expected, ordinarily that, this is a good time for mechanics to make money. But when your customers are going into poverty, it means even though they can spend the money now, in future, they may be losing these cars, or you may even be having vehicles dumped at your yard as a mechanic because people don't have the money to fix them. So we need the government to intervene at this juncture to please make the roads in and around Ibadan motorable again. At least let's be able to do that. At this juncture, I'm going to go on a short commercial break. When I come back, we will focus on today's discussion on the vehicle's electrical system. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Nine Mobile sọ wípé ẹ lè fi igba náírà ra gígábáìtì data kan tó lé ńlẹ̀. Láti jàǹfààní data tó lé ńlẹ̀ yìí, ẹ tẹ *929*10# látòrí fóònù yín láti jẹ̀gbádùn rẹ̀. Nine Mobile, a wà fún ọ.
Hello, kiddies!
Yes, Mr. Satisfied.
The break is over and it's time to get back to school. That's right! This time, going back to school will be even more fun! With Capri-Sun, you get free pencils, erasers, sharpeners, and more in our free EduKit in every carton of Capri-Sun.
Get the exciting free Capri-Sun EduKit when you buy a carton of Capri-Sun. T's and C's apply. Capri-Sun, the taste of fun.
The Lord of the Rings of Power, streaming 2nd of September on Prime Video.
We thought our joys would be unending. We thought our light would never dim.
If the evil rising is left unchecked, it will take us all.
Journey to Middle-earth.
Find the light, and the shadow will not find you.
Don't miss The Lord of the Rings of Power. Episodes 1 and 2 coming 2nd of September, only on Prime Video.
How do you put the extra in ordinary? Well, you take an ordinary task and you put in some extra passion, extra vibes, and the expertise of your trusted partner to birth the extraordinary experience that tomorrow will be. Move to Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers today and let us help you retire well. Call 01-271-6000. Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
You want to know why Fanta goes really great with snacks? Because just like Fanta, snacking is colorful. You don't need to follow any rules to snack. No glasses or cutlery or even a table. You can snack absolutely anywhere. Snacking is comfy and playful. Snacking is a tasty treat. Just like Fanta. So make snacking colorful and snack with Fanta.
For a very long time, I was in a toxic relationship with my partner. I kept making excuses. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe I need to refresh. Maybe I should log out and log in again. Maybe I need to go out and climb that tree. And maybe it's just bad. But not anymore, because I found the perfect partner. MTN Broadband. With its reliable and wide coverage, no more maybes, just goals. So, hashtag MTN Broadband and I for life. Hashtag relationship goals.
MTN Broadband. Get yours today and enjoy internet bliss. Visit any MTN store to get yours now or visit www.mtn.ng/broadband. MTN Broadband. Data has got you covered.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's rev up in 3, 2, 1.
You're welcome back. The program is still Auto Clinic with the mechanic on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. And yes, the call before we went on break is for the Oyo State government to actually do some swift intervention on the roads within the Ibadan metropolis. I am within Ibadan. That's what I am very sure of. I'm sure that people from other areas of Oyo State would have their experiences, but within Ibadan metropolis, it has become a major issue of commute, where when we have too many bad roads, we need the state government to actually intervene. But today we're focusing on the car's electrical system and, of course, the electrics generally. Electrical components on the vehicle are those that are electronically controlled, and they receive energy from the battery. They also return it back to the battery through the ground. Ground is what they also know as earth. Now, the charging system comprises of the alternator and the battery. And then this battery is used to power the starter motor that, that helps the engine to start running, while the alternator is used to charge the battery and other electrical components in the vehicle. So apart from this charging, some vehicles are designed with Magneto Ignition, which generates power, and that powers a spark plug in the combustion chamber. It's also used to power some other electrical components which help to save the battery power. Although some ignition systems depend solely on the battery powers, others can actually use the alternator to generate that power. All electrical circuits in vehicles are usually opened and closed by switches or relays. And of course, you have fuses that are used to prevent them from overloads. Now, the primary use of the electrical system is to power all electrical and electronic devices in a vehicle, starting from the, of course, electrical motor, sensors, gauges, heating elements, headlights, brakes, indicators, radio, television in some vehicles, air conditioning system, blowers, interior lights, refrigeration system, and of course the ignition system. All these components receive power from a battery, and the battery is charged by the alternator. Now, it's important to note that when the engine is running, all electrical devices are powered with the alternator's regulator's power. Now, this is because the alternator output is greater than the battery's current when the engine is running. Now, let's look at some of the functions. Now, the primary function of the electrical system on a vehicle is to generate, store, and supply electrical current to various electrical devices in the car. Of course, it also operates all electrical parts and components of the vehicle. And again, the electrical system helps to keep devices in good working condition as they can achieve some features. Now, let's look at the components. You have the alternator, also known as the generator. It is connected to the engine through a gear and sometimes through a belt. And when the engine runs, the alternator draws power from the engine, which in turn generates electricity. Now, that electricity keeps the battery charged and also fulfills the requirements of all the electrical components on the vehicle. Then you have the battery. Now, battery is the most essential electric vehicle part. It basically transmits power to a self-starter to start the engine of the car. Besides, starting the engine of a car is the most fundamental thing to a vehicle. It has to run. The battery can also be used in place of an alternator in some cases, but of course will die out pretty fast. For example, you can play the audio system in your car when the engine is off. At the same time, it supplies power to headlights, air conditioning too. In fact, it is the backbone of the electrical system on the vehicle. Then let's look at the starter motor, which serves only one purpose, but is the most significant to a vehicle, which is to start your vehicle in the morning or at any time of the day. The battery-powered starter will rotate the flywheel, helping the crankshaft to run at a required speed to keep the engine running. So you have starters that receive a punch of electrical energy in a second, and therefore it is advised to keep headlights, audio systems off before using the starter system. It will also ensure long life of it. Another component that receives power is the fuel pump switch. Now, a petrol engine needs spark to fire, and the ignition coil helps to burn the fuel. While in diesel engine, it needs to pump to remain on to keep injecting fuel so that the engine will continue to run. So the fuel pump will require fuel to go in there for spark to happen and then be able to have combustion. Now, you have the cooling fans. What do the cooling fans do? It's simple. They keep the temperature of the engine at a reasonable level. That is at optimum, usually optimum operating temperature. So you have it cooling the condenser for the AC. You have it cooling the radiator, extracting the heat from the radiator at the same time. Then you have the air conditioner blower. You have the lighting system as well. So there are other automotive electrical components which hold significant place, such as the onboard computer, which is known as the brain box. So almost every component on the vehicle today has its own control unit, its own computer. So you have the onboard computer that is there. You have the engine control unit. You have the fuse box, relays, the combination switch, the peripherals you have there. And of course, you have other wiring areas, movement of cables in and out of various components on the vehicle. In fact, it is estimated that if you join end to end each wire that is on a vehicle today, and then you put them in a straight line, it could give you about 40 kilometers of wires that is running inside an average vehicle. Now, these are crucial parts of that system. Well, at this juncture, I'll open the phone lines. If you have comments, you have contribution, you have questions, you can call in. The numbers to call 0809-155-1055, 08056998678, and 0706-949-3000. You can call any of those numbers if you have questions regarding your car. Now, we have about 5 minutes to be able to take that. I'll take this first one that comes in. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Femi J. I'm calling from Ibadan.
Please turn down the volume on your radio. Turn it off completely.
Thank you.
Please go ahead with your question and make it very brief.
Yes, I drive Lexus E330.
Your phone is still, I still hear background noise from your radio. Please turn it off.
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. Like I said, I drive a Lexus ES330 2005 model. But I noticed on the dashboard, there is a VSC display on my dashboard and track. I don't even know what that means.
Okay, VSC track, but I can assume that you have the check on as well.
Yes, the check engine, yes.
Okay.
So I just have it.
All right, you can listen from the radio. Let me attend to that quickly. Thank you for calling. Well, when you see check, on most vehicles that are equipped with the VSC and traction control system, VSC means vehicle stability control, track means traction control system. When the check engine light comes on, the VSC and the traction systems are also triggered by that, especially when it is a problem that can cause drivability issues. So you take care of the check engine light, the VSC and the traction light will follow suit. So at this juncture, what you need is to go and run a diagnostic scan on your car, figure out why you have the check engine light on, take care of it, the VSC and traction will go away. Now, servicing an engine does not take care of check engine light. When check engine light comes on, it's a sign that there is a problem on the powertrain system. Engine, transmission, emission. Could be any of those. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay, I'm Felicia calling from Ibadan at the moment.
All right, go ahead with your question. Make it brief.
Yeah, okay, please. There is an issue on another code 95 model. It's not idling, so it drops off after like it rests, but once it's a manual drive anyway, so once it's supposed to idle, it goes off. So I discovered one of the electricians removed the socket from, I think, the hydro controller on the manifold at the back. So he removed it, then the car kind of stable. So I want to ask, what is your distance? And his car was run and there was no fault code on it. So
all right.
Because he removed that socket from that, I think it's the hydro controller or something. So, and it's kind of become stable. But I know it's not a permanent solution to it. So I need your professional advice on it, please.
All right, thank you for calling, Felicia. Well, if you have such situation that's happened, number one, running a scan on a car and doing a diagnosis are two different things. Because you run a scan on the car and there's no fault code doesn't mean there's no fault on the car. Sometimes you need to begin to look into parameter identifiers. That is a live data stream. Check those parameter identifiers and you will see where that problem is coming from. That's number one. Number two, in this case now, you have a situation where somebody has disconnected the idle control system. And what does the idle control system really do on a car? Basically, it just alters the inflow of air into the combustion chamber to ensure that it matches the demand for energy, which will trigger increase in fuel supply. So if you have excess air coming into the system, the idle system will not be doing its job because it's supposed to regulate it. And these things do go bad. You're talking about a 2005 Honda Accord. I mean, 1995 Honda Accord. That's a very old car. The idle control system is most likely bad right now and can be repaired if you find a good technician that knows how to work on those. And if it cannot be repaired, you can just replace the solenoid that is on it and it actually works. Well, that's about as much as I'll be able to take today on the program. I have worked with Ali and Oluwakemi Fasami as my studio manager and research assistant, respectively. Special gratitude to you for joining us again. Till I come your way next week with another exciting episode of the program, I remain the mechanic, Tunde Onakoya, saying thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.
You have just listened to Auto Clinic. Let's continue the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the handle AutoClinicNG or 0809-873-8876. For sponsorship considerations, send a mail to media@autoclinicng.com or call 0809 873 8876.
Splash FM 105.5.
Hello, football fans. Please assemble. I have great news for you. If you're a football fan like me, you already know why I'm hyped. I can already feel the energy because football's greatest season is here. With over 1,500 football matches, woo, what a banger. Guys, it is back to back to back. There will be dribbles, goals, and breathtaking football moments again. I'm emotional just thinking about it. You get to see new players in new colors, play with new teammates at new clubs. Imagine Haaland in action for Manchester City, Gabriel Jesus shooting for the Gunners, new managers proving themselves, last-minute goals, and game-changing decisions. Wow. And this is the best part. You get to enjoy all of these matches on DSTV Live and in HD. So if you've not renewed your subscription or gotten your DSTV decoder yet, you still have time, because trust me, you don't want to miss this. Anyway, I'm off to get my jersey ready so I can chant along with fans of my favorite team as we celebrate all the goals. Be like me and stay connected to all the amazing football moments on DSTV. Download the My DSTV app or dial *288# to stay connected.
Splash FM 105.5.
Fifi, what are you doing? Where you see calendar?
I'm cancelling my savings countdown. Soft Babe Life in a little bit.
Huh?
My ultra slim retina display laptop from Ultimo will be here in about 3 hours.
On Ultimo, you can own now and pay later with flexible payment options of up to 24 months. The best part is there is zero interest on all products. So shop your home appliances, electronics, furniture, gadgets, and more now on www.ultmall.ng. Ultimo. Shop more. Pay easy.
Hello, kiddies!
Yes, Mr. Kappa.
The break is over and it's time to get back to school. That's right! This time, going back to school will be even more fun! With Capri-Sun, you get free pencils, erasers, sharpeners, and more in our free EduKit in every carton of Capri-Sun.
Get the exciting free Capri-Sun EduKit when you buy a carton of Capri-Sun. T's and C's apply. Capri-Sun, the taste of fun.
Ṣé wọ́n ti gbégi dínà ìlà ìpè rẹ nítorí pé o kò tí ì so National Identification Number NIN rẹ pọ̀ mọ́ ìlà MTN rẹ? Má ṣe yọnu tó bá ti ní NIN rẹ tẹ́lẹ̀. Àwọn ọ̀nà tó rọrùn rèé láti ṣe ìsopọ̀ náà padà. Ìkíní, tẹ *785#. Ìkejì, tẹ National Identification Number NIN rẹ ránṣẹ́ sí